Hey there, movie review time again. And I just watched a really good and interesting movie so far. It says drama thriller on the site, but technically it's also got mystery to it as well. And this movie is called The Immaculate Room. Now I heard about this movie from the Jump is Jump podcast on TikTok. They're a great podcast. Check them out. They talk about some really good, interesting topics. Have a look at the facts and opinions to them. They do their own research, and this is the second movie I heard about from them, which turned out to be a really good movie. And it's not the best movie I've ever seen, but it's a great movie to sort of make you ask more questions and makes you think, oh, okay, well, is that how it ended? I don't well. Before I proceed more with this movie, just remember that this might contain spoilers that I might just give away. So if you want, watch the movie first, and then watch my video and see how I feel about it and whatnot. But it's about this. It's basically about a couple. I don't know if they're married though. I don't think they're married. I'm trying to think. I don't think they're married. No, no. Just watched it. So it's about a couple that's in a room and they have to stay in a room for 50 days in order to win $5 million. Now there's a few catches to this. They can't. One of them can't leave. One of them can't. Well, two of them. Well, both of them can't be in the bathroom. Um, what else? The food's only for them, not other things. So there's a few catches, and if one of them leaves the room, then the prize money drops from 5 million to 1 million. So it's kind of like they could have halved it at least, made it 2.5 million. Anyway, 1 million is still a lot of money, there in case. But it's so basically they're having it. So they find it fun. They be like, oh, $5 million. Come on, we could do this. They're both all like happy, thinking it's going to be plain sailing, like an empty room full of nothing. The food is basically like they get like a carton, those cartons of juice is the thin one, kind of juice like that, that's what the food is in. So they basically have to drink food. The bathroom is kind of old bathroom to be honest. Bed and all that stuff. So yeah, they get treats. For the I think the entire 50 days. I'm not quite sure, but they get two treats maximum, two treats each. They have to use up. It's quite for a movie like this. There's quite a lot of details that they put into it. I'm really impressed by that. I'm really impressed by how much detail they put into this movie. It's quite a good movie. I recommend everybody to watch it really. And the cult basic so it gets good. So the first 27 days they're in there during those periods they were fine. But when it gets to like the 27th day from there, after that, it starts to get a bit more tense. It starts to get a bit more like, it kind of gets a bit more odd from there and a bit crazy and intense. I don't know why. To be fair, it is in a small room, so they did look like mental patients. It looked like they were in like a mental hospital type room. So I did expect it to get that tense, them being like an immaculate room or whatnot. Um, so yeah, I knew I was going to go that way, and I did think at some point there will be a lot of tension building because in a small room they don't know what to do, and also for $5 million, yeah, the money is kind. You could say it's kind of worth because it's a lot of money. People would do anything for money. People would do anything like £1,000. I'm saying pounds because it's here, or anything for £10,000 if you're in England or something like that. But I would probably do anything for that amount of money. To be fair, but how long would you go? How long you go and last for where if you're trying to get that money. How far will you go? That's the right terminology I need to use. How far will you go though to actually, win that sort of cash? It is a big commitment to do it, but I don't think I would last a week in that room. I probably just want to leave because, there's no technology there. There was nothing in that room. And there was some odd moments where, a random woman came in the room, naked and whatnot. She came in the room and more tension started building from there. And she came to be an actress, and she mysteriously disappeared or whatever. There was also a gun on the in the bathroom at some point too, which you probably thought, oh, I didn't expect this coming. So I didn't expect that part to be there. But it's kind of like it's hard to explain this movie. This is a really good movie. It just goes to show that the money did get the better of them, and love probably isn't as strong as it would be with money. Like, think about it. Majority of love now is always based on money. Like whenever you go on a date, you always ask about the income and how much money you make. Well, I don't do that. I would say how much, what's your job and what. I would never ask how much a person gets paid. Money is money. Who the hell can? Yeah, if you may be paying less, it's fine if you're getting paid low, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. You're still getting money. And there was a scene where they were had like a connection call, like a call from like So basically, I think the guy named Michael, he got a call from his sister, and then Kate, I think Kate's her name. Kate got a call from her dad. So it's kind of so it wasn't an interactive thing. It was just like I think recorded thing too. So they kind of built up a lot of tension there, and a lot of things were happening. There was also a drug scene as well, which you try to watch that part for yourself. There was kind of a lot of detail in this movie for them being in that one small room. I love movies like this. Thank you for the Jump is Jump podcast for actually talking about this movie because I don't think I would have heard of it. I don't think I would have put it on. I'm a horror movie buff. I love watching horror. I'm, I'm comedy too when it's the right time. I love watching stuff like that because it leaves you asking more and more questions, and it just goes to show even movies like that in like a small room, and they have to solve things or figure things out. It's a lot in the movie, and the storyline's good as well. The acting was spot on. Like the acting was like top notch. Right? They were so fluent. Probably one of the most interesting movies I saw. It's up there with Exam. I cannot give this a bad rating. If anybody gives this below average rating, they are crazy. Because the movies I've spoken about, it feels like it's more fact than opinion. Because I know I've seen good horror movies. Yeah, people might not like the movies I watch, but I've seen genuinely good movies. I've seen genuinely bad ones. So you can't blame me for giving it the rating that I've given those movies. So this rating here, boy, I have to give this one high. Um, it has suspense in it. It has good acting. It has good storyline, good dialogue. It has more drama to it. Every movie has drama really. It has more mystery. I'm gonna. Oh, God, this is a hard rating to give. Um, I wouldn't say it's probably not the best movie I've seen, but it's a good movie. I gave the previous movie a 10. I mean, obviously, because the previous movie was Fantasy as horror, that's got a lot in it. I'll probably give this an. I don't know. It's a really tough one because there's a lot of tension in this movie. Um, Now they could have. I don't think there's any more they could have added. That's probably what the aim of the movie was. So for now, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. But it could be slightly lower. But I cannot say this is lower than 8. I can't see how this could be a 7 at least. It's definitely between an 8 and a 10. That's how high I rate this movie because it's got a ton of mystery to it. It makes you ask more questions. Um, to be honest, maybe a 10 has been a bit too high because even though it's a good movie and it had a lot of stuff in it, it was quite thrilling. Um, yeah, probably might give it a 10 for now. Maybe that might change, but it's a good movie. It has a lot of questions that you ask, especially at the end, where you know obviously the end part is there's a lot in it here. They're having an argument because Kate thought that the woman Simone um, slept with her boyfriend because something was written on the wall saying, "Oh, no one has ever made love to me" or whatnot. And there was an argument, and Katie pushed Michael to the wall, and he made his head bleed and whatnot. He said he was going to get out of it. This is the second time he said he wanted to get out, but Kate actually made him stay, and she made it sound like that you have no choice. But indeed, you did have a choice, and he wasn't bad. He was in a bad state, so it was probably the wrong time for him to leave. This was on when it came to like 16 days to go, or slightly more than that. So they were close. I'm not gonna lie, that was commitment. That I'm being honest, that's real commitment. I wouldn't even last a weekend. I would just leave. I know it's for the money, but is it really that worth it to go for like a big trial like that? And it's just in a room. You could just act normal. It's not like I'm a celebrity getting out there where you have to eat something or go through obstacles. It wasn't that. It was just a small room of emptiness. And not even technology. They didn't even miss the technology. There was TV mentioned at one point, but the guy just left it. So and obviously the woman took out a gun and obviously pulled it and made this back. No, you can't leave. You cannot. And then the guy said the room is changing you, blah blah. And he pushed the red button to leave. So the prize money dropped down to 1 million. And then when they got to 2 days to go, or was it just over 2 days ago? No, so I think it was 2 days or something like that. And Kate was this close to winning the 1 million. And then there was a scene of her. about to press the red button, but it stopped. It just cut away, and it went to another scene of those two catching up on the street somewhere. You know, Michael jogging, and this woman was Kate was, you know, talking to her and stuff like that. And when they were walking away, because he was escorted to a car, the guy Michael asked her, "Oh, did you win the money? How's the $1 million?" And Kate just changed the subject, and said, "How's your sister?" Just kind of like, did she win the money or didn't she? So that's a big question I asked. It was like, because I didn't, I would hate that movie ended like that. But then the camera slowly panned towards where the building was, and it says, "Oh, a mysterious donor. This person donated something." It says anonymous donor. So I was like, "Oh, did she actually stay and commit and actually win the money?" That, you know, to be honest, I can't understand why Michael left. He was in a bad state, but it was killing him. I could totally understand. I would have left straight away. That guy deserves a medal for that, honestly. Um, to be fair, that's probably an easy type of movie to act in if you're just in a room. You don't really have to walk anywhere apart from the bathroom. That's probably about it. And walk to your bed. So there wasn't really much direction these actors had to go into. Whereas other movies had to walk everywhere. They had to take so many different directions. So it made me ask a question. Then the end part was like a new couple coming in, and I was thinking about, this woman said before the film ended, the next woman said, "Oh, I forgot her name now." She said, "Oh, well, this is about to change everything." They were getting happy because it's $5 million. So in my mind, I was thinking, you know what? These two didn't make it this time. The other ones lost it. They lost, I think, would say 3/4 or something like that of the day. So that's pretty admirable of them. To last just 16 days left, that's something. Not many people get through stuff like that. That many days in a room like that. And so the new couple that came, I got a feeling they did miss out. Like, I think they did go out after a week or two. We don't know. They just ended there. And then the credits came. I don't really watch after the credits. I mean, you don't know that it could have been something extra. So yeah, I give this movie a 10 out of 10. It could drop to an 8 if I see something better than this. I don't know. It could change because movies like this are tough because it's really good, but not much action happens. That's probably what would get people on a different side of it. So probably because there's less action, it probably would have been an 8. But it's not really meant to be action. It's meant to be more drama, thriller, and mystery. So it got a bit odd. You know what? It's really interesting. So 10 out of 10. It could change to an 8, but I'm keeping it a 10 for now. And yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment below, share with everybody you know, subscribe and hit the bell notification below, and I'll just see you in my next video.